Good day, friends. This is a voice-only video because a face is just a distraction. First of all, thank you for being here. Your presence is very much appreciated. If the content will be of your liking and you want to help the channel, please consider giving us a like and subscribe. Today's topic is dealing with disappointment. How do we deal with disappointment? Put it this way, I see you, I hear you, I know how you're feeling. That feeling of void when you know that things are not going the way you expect them to go. When you try your hardest and still get nowhere. When you see a younger family member go nowhere, getting stuck with decisions that are not good for them. The angst of not being able to decide with them, to suggest the decisions that your experience tells you are the best for them. Unfortunately, we can't live somebody else's life, and you cannot delegate your anxiety. You have to wear the weight of life. At times, I feel that when we're going through difficulties, we should begin to look inwards and heal ourselves so we can help others heal through our example. I am so aware of that sense of defeat, that sense of discouragement, but I also believe that we might have to go the full circle. We might have to touch the bottom to be able to rise back to the surface and go to the bottom to push hard from the bottom and spring to the top. Maybe the suffering is necessary to fully comprehend, to fully absorb, to feel the totality of this event. I hurt, and I hurt a lot. But I know I have to clench my teeth to make it to tomorrow. Because tomorrow is where the sun is. And where the sun is, life is. Never believe that disappointments are useless and that no good comes from disappointment, as suffering is a great teacher. The sun will always rise, but it is in the darkness of the nights that the thoughts are horrible, and the less you sleep, and the worse the thoughts become. So, just make it till tomorrow. That's when we have to become analytical and resort back again to experience. We have to remind ourselves that we've seen this before, we've lived through it before, we must realize it's the same as last time and all will be good in the end. Repeat what made you feel better last time, rerun the same process, may it be prayers or meditation or shedding tears. What worked then will work again. No one ever said it was going to be easy, and believe me when I tell you that everyone's going through the same drama and living hell, one time or the other. We can't change others, but what we can change is how we react. We can crumble to pieces with little use to anyone, or we can make it till tomorrow somehow. Somehow is good enough. The example will be set. If possible, avoid ruminating, going over and over the same thoughts in your head, not that rethinking the matter can change them or make them go away. You have to find the positives in your disappointment and realize that it is your disappointment. It's a shock to your scale of values, but to someone else, to that someone that might have caused that disappointment, it mustn't look the same. To them, it might even be a liberation. Just because it doesn't fit your mental or social schemes, it doesn't mean that it's wrong. Remember, it is a disappointment to you, no one else. A disappointment to your scale of values, no one else's. Disappointment is subjective. And enforcing the effects of your disappointment can be so detrimental to the other person that you might be doing the other person so much disservice by forcing them, by coercion or by guilt, to please what you believe to be the best for them. Disappointment is extremely selfish. This is something you should never forget. Let's be blunt. Imagine sensitive and divisive topics, like one's love life or political affiliation. Can we be disappointed by the choices someone else makes? Yes, we can. Shall we express our disappointment? It would be better not, but we can make our views known. Should we try to persuade others? Probably best not, but we certainly can. Can we give someone a guilt trip over their choices or coerce them into our belief system? We can. But do we want to? Whom do we become if we do? An insensitive monster. Is that who you want to be? Do we wish our loved ones a life spent pleasing others? It's hard to put others first, especially when that causes us pain. But we have to realize that we're not basing rationale for the reasons above, but it still hurts. Irrational, but painful. The wish to make everything right is strong, but the problem lies in what is right. So, in dealing with disappointment, it all boils down to the understanding of what the expectation was. Were we having selfish expectations? And was that expectation correct in our eyes? But was it a legitimate expectation? Obviously, it's legitimate because our thoughts are legitimate just for being our thoughts. But are these expectations fair? They're absolutely fair when we relate them to ourselves. Does that fairness extend to others as well? Probably not. What is fair to your standards and values are mostly expectations that will probably not apply to other people. But the process is still king, and the road must be walked all the way. The melancholy, the watery eyes, the fear are all real. Maybe allowing yourself to shed a few tears might make it better, might, after all, be necessary, as emotions cannot be interrupted and must be lived through, as we are to make it to the other side of this emotional roller coaster. If you're not willing to go across the emotions by blocking them off and brushing tears away as childish, not only are you denying yourself healing, you're also denying growth. Emotional moments must be allowed to take their course of action, otherwise we will never go past the pain, as the next disappointment will hurt even more since it will compound on all previous disappointments. Shed a tear. Be human. And if you're a man, be a man and live through the pain. No one ever said life was going to be easy, but you owe it to yourself the benefit of thinking things out and evaluating the important things in life. And being disappointed because someone is not willing to do it your way or follow your path is surely not the way to go. Because after all, whose disappointment are we talking about? Just yours. The way to go is to make sure that others around you, the ones you love, are happy and following their dreams, not yours. Peace. This is Mentor, Motivate, Inspire, and that is all I have for you today. Thank you. If you appreciate this channel, please consider pressing the like button, subscribing, and maybe sharing with a friend.